Come on, tell me.
Yes, sir.
If the presentation is visible to you. Okay. Now, look at here. Next question is, that means, now we are going to study NMR spectroscopy. Now, when we are talking about NMR spectroscopy, then what you have to remember? You have to remember three basic things. First one is delta value. Okay. Then after that, J value, coupling constant, and that means delta value, J value, and the signals. Okay. That means doublet, triplet. Okay. So these are the three basic things you have to remember as far as the NET and SET exam is concerned on the basis of NMR spectroscopy. Now take a look. The first question. This question is generally asked and it may be asked for 2 to 4 marks. Now the question is in front of you. In 400 megahertz, 1H NMR spectrum of organic compound exhibited a doublet. The two lines of the doublet are at delta 2.35 and 2.38 ppm. The coupling constant J value is. Can anybody out of you be able to solve this? You can reply me, then I will tell you the trick for this question. Can anybody? Come on, tell me. Screen is visible to you now. Screen is visible. Okay. Now most of the students are replying that Ms. Saima Atik. She replied C option. Okay. So look at here. I will tell you the trick for this. In these questions, what you have to do? You just have to take the difference in the two values of the doublets. Two lines of the doublets here 2.35 and 2.38. What you have to do? You have to take the difference between 2.38 and 2.35. What is the difference? 0.03. Okay. And the instrument frequency is 400. So we can divide 400 into 4 into 100. Okay. So 4 into 100. We have divided the 400 into 4 into 100. And here the difference is 0.03. So first of all, what you have to do? Multiply 0.03 with 100. You will get what? 3. 0.03 multiplied by 100. It is equal to 3. And then multiply 3 with 4. Your answer is 12. Take a look. 2.38 minus 2.35 equals to 0.03. Now multiply 0.03 with 400. Or we can say that multiply 0.03 first with 100. It will be 3. And then multiply 3 with 4. Then it will be equals to 12. So our correct answer is D. That is 12 hertz. Okay. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. D option is correct. Okay. Now, Tawfiq Ahmad is representing. कौन है ये? Don't present your slide. Okay. Here I am presenting. So you just have to listen or reply on the chat box. Okay. Is it visible? Is it PPT is visible to all of you? If it is not visible, then what you have to do? Look at here.
Yes, sir.
There are two options. JT College. There are two options for JT College. You have to pin on this. If you pin on the JT College, there are two options. So if you pin, you will see this on your screen. Okay. Okay. Now, after that, take another question. A compound A and B exhibit two singlets, each in their 1H NMR spectra. The expected chemical shifts are at delta. Now look at here. Now take a look. What I want to tell you. First of all, see this slide. In this slide, there are 5 basic points. And I will tell you, you can take the screenshot of this slide because it is very important as far as the NMR is concerned. If you take the screenshot of this, you just have to remember these 5 points. And most of your NMR questions will be solved within a fraction of minutes. Now, what is the first point? Aromatic proton ortho to heteroatom has a delta value less than 7. An aromatic proton ortho to carbon and electron withdrawing group will have delta value greater than 7. Then second point. CH3 attached to carbonyl or electron deficient carbon has the delta value 2.0 to 2.2. CH3 attached to oxygen has the delta value 3.6 to 3.9. CH2 attached to carbonyl, electron deficient carbon, has the delta value 2.3 to 2.5. And last one, if the CH2 is attached to the oxygen, CH2 attached to the oxygen, very important, CH2 attached to the oxygen has the delta value 4 to 4.4. These are the basic things. You don't have to remember the delta values of all the compounds or all the fragments. You just have to remember the delta values of some simple fragments, that is CH3 and CH2 only. Okay. And the delta value of the aromatic regions. Now, take a look. Compound A and B exhibit two singlets, each in their 1H NMR spectra. The expected chemical shifts are at delta. Look at it. What I have told you, if the CH3 is attached to oxygen, CH3 attached to oxygen, look at here, in the point number 3, CH3 attached to the oxygen has the delta value 3.6 to 3.9. If the CH3 attached to the oxygen, then its delta value is 3.6 to 3.9. So here, look at here, in the options, first of all, you have to see 3.9 delta value. Okay, 3.9 delta value is given here. Okay, now when we compare A and B options, so in B option, methyl group is attached to oxygen. That means CH3 is attached to oxygen. So definitely we can say that for B, okay, for B, what will happen? CH3 is attached to oxygen. So for 3, that means 3.9 is for B. It is correct. Okay. 3.9 for B is correct. So these options, 3.9 for B, it is in the two options. Okay. 3.9 for B, first and last. 3.9 for B. Okay. So our correct answer is from A and B. Understand up to this? Okay, B option has the CH3 attached to oxygen, and if CH3 is attached to oxygen, then delta value extends from 3.6 to 3.9. That means B compound has the delta value of 3.9, not A compound. So, in which options B compound has 3.9 delta value? A and D. So, our correct answer is from A and D. Other two options B and C are useless. Now, after that, what I have told you, look at here. Aromatic proton ortho to heteroatom has the delta value less than 7. That means, if to the aromatic ring, oxygen or nitrogen is directly attached, then the proton ortho to that oxygen or nitrogen will have the delta value less than 7. Okay. Now, take a look at A, compound A. In compound A, two oxygens are directly attached to the aromatic ring. Okay. So that means the hydrogens at the ortho position, at this position and at this position, as well as this position, as well as this position, they are ortho to the oxygen from this side or from this side. That means they have, that means compound A has the delta value less than 7. Okay. Which compound has the delta value less than 7? A compound. Okay. A compound has the delta value less than 7. So out of A and D, in which compound A has the delta value less than 7? Compound A. Compound A has the delta value 6.9. And compound B, here in A option, given as 7.7. Because we know that from 3.9 for B, A and D may be possible. And C, B and C are wrong. Now we have to decide whether A is correct or D. So for this purpose, what we have considered? We have considered the first point. Aromatic proton ortho to heteroatom has the delta value less than 7. So less than 7 value is possible for A, not for B, because in B, carbonyl is directly attached to the ring. And if carbonyl is directly attached to the ring, take here, and aromatic proton ortho to carbon, here carbon is written. Carbon and electron withdrawing group. Carbonyl is an electron withdrawing group. So here, they have the delta value greater than 7. That means what we can say that for A proton, oxygens are directly attached to the ring. That means A compound has the delta value less than 7. And B compound has the delta value what? Greater than 7. So here, which option is then correct? A option is correct out of A and D. Understand? Up to this, any query or any doubt, you can ask me. Understand? A is correct. Okay. Now, we will proceed further. So look at here. When we consider next question. In the next question, now take a look. Appropriate 1H NMR chemical shifts delta for the proton A to B for the following compound are. Now look at here. Again, we have to use the same concept. Look at here. D. D is for CH3. CH3 attached to oxygen. There are two CH3. C is also CH3 and D is also CH3. But DCH3 is attached to oxygen. That means the CH3 which is attached to oxygen has the delta value 3.6 to 3.9. So we have to see the option in which D has the delta value 3.9. So there are two options, B and here D. By mistake it is written as A instead of D. So here at the place of B, what is there? B and D. Out of B and D, one is the correct answer. No doubt A and C are wrong. Okay. Now we have to proceed further. When we consider the C, that means CH3 attached to carbon-carbon double bond. So remember that. So there is a conjugation of carbonyl group with carbonyl ring. So what will happen? The carbon to which CH3 is attached will carry positive charge after the conjugation. Okay, that means what will happen? CH3 then appears to the electron deficient carbon. And if CH3 is attached to the electron deficient carbon, then what will happen? It will have the delta value 2.0 to 2.2, which is given in both B and B. Now we have to proceed A and B. Look at here. When the conjugation is done from double bond to carbonyl group, then what will happen? There is a formation of positive charge on the beta carbon. That means beta carbon carries positive charge. If beta carbon carries positive charge, then out of A and B proton, which is highly d-shielded or which is attached to the electron deficient carbon, definitely B, because after conjugation, beta carbon becomes positive. And as the beta carbon becomes positive, that means it is electron deficient. And as it is electron deficient, then the proton attached to such carbon, they are d-shielded. That means their delta value increases. So we can say that out of A and B proton has the higher delta value as compared to A. Now, out of B and D, we have to see in which options B proton has the greater value as compared to A. So here, when we compare B and D options, so here, in case of option D, which is mistakenly written here as A, here B value has 6.8 delta value and A has 5.7. Then what will be our correct answer? Tell me, What will be our correct answer? Anybody? D. Definitely D. Because B is attached to electron deficient carbon. And if D is attached to electron deficient carbon, then it is D-shielded. And as it is D-shielded, its delta value increases. And its delta value is greater than A. Now, next one. If we consider, now consider the next option here.